because it was very discouraging at the time. Also, we had the tag belts. There was talk of going a year, but the thing that really stung was being left off of WrestleMania in Detroit. Um, and it's funny because they they put us on all these appearances leading up to Mania, and I love Detroit. It's my shout out to the Pistons. Finally turned it around. We're not done yet, though. Just hungry. Keep at it. But I love Detroit. And it sucked to not be a part of that. I mean, I was like, I think a lumberjack or something, in a match that nobody cared about, uh, on the pre-show or something that they just put everyone out there. But we
Right.
were the we were the tag champs, and so that one of the appearances that we had was for like this bagels and biceps or some body slams and beat offs or something. And it was in this huge kind of auditorium, or not. Yeah, it was like a ballroom, like this big ballroom. And one of the questions was to us, and there was quite a few of us on this big panel. And one of the questions was directed at us, and they were like, "How do you feel about not being on that?" And I didn't go off, but we were honest, and we said, how disappointing it is, and it, really lets us know where we stand in the company's grand scheme
Wow.
of things. Yeah, um, and
Do you say, hey Vince,
we
what can
lost the
I
belt soon after, I think.
really? And
Yeah,
when
because
you're
we lost the belts on the 17th of April.
mm,
And that would have been the Mania beforehand.
oh
But that was
wow.
for a whole other reason, which I think I might have talked about in the last one, which I don't care to repeat myself on that story. But go ahead with
Paul,
what was
do do you ever say, Vince, let's make tag team wrestling great again? You finally have a team that's an actual team. Do you
worse
say
than that?
anything to him? Was that
Worse than that. They did this thing for a bit where they were saying like, okay, on your first off day, we're gonna fly you to Stanford so that you can come to the office and see how the unspoken heroes, see how the office works for you. It was like a tour, and we got
that sounds like an awful day off, right?
yeah, thanks.
Sounds like a
So now
terrible
instead of
day.
3 days off, I have one and a half.
Wow.
Uh, Thank you. Um, so we flew to Stanford with Snitsky. That's who we got paired up with. That was the day we got. It was Brian Snitsky and myself.
I like Snitsky.
Uh, oh no, it's better than that. So TV was in Bridgeport. Uh, so it was just like report to here's the hotel, and then be here in the morning. Like we didn't even get flown, right? It was just like we were already there, like just out of
Right.
convenience. Like we're not paying for these fucks to fly to Connecticut, So, uh, yeah. So we were there, and long story short, because I could get into a few things about that day. Um,
Was Vince there?
no,
Okay.
but old Shane O'Mac was that fucking dipshit. Um, so everyone was super nice that we met. Everyone was great, especially the merchandise people and the video game people and the all the marketing people who were like, it was sad because they really came to us kind of like with their hands tied, and they kept telling us how like they always put us in because we were the tag champs. But then like Vince or somebody would take us right out. And that happened, and that's how we got that's where we got the explanation for the video game thing, because we were in the video game. We were never in the video game as tag champions, but a video game was made and came out while we were tag champions. We were in that game initially as tag champions, and then we got taken out and replaced by Crime Time, who had recently just been released.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a huge eye opener. So then Yippee AK fucking fuck you, Shane. We go to Shane's office and he's
Right.
like, Snacky, hey, come on over. You want a cigar? Have a seat, guys. Have a cigar, buddy. right? And we're the fucking tag champs, man. And we go and sit on his couch, and he's like, "Well," and he starts trying to talk business, right? Like we haven't any say any of that shit. Um, and Brian boldly, and he's like, "Well, actually, yeah, Shane, I want to talk. What are we doing with the tag division? You know?" And Shane's
Good
like,
question.
Shane's like, "Well, I'll be honest with you. Nobody's cared about tag team wrestling since Legion of Doom. I swear to God, nobody has cared about the fans. Don't haven't cared about tag team wrestling since the Legion of Doom." And we're sitting here thinking like, tell that to your whole TLC era. Tell that to a bunch of fucking tag teams.
Right.
Uh, and he just shit all over it. And we, that was one of the days where we were like pondering what other professions pay because we just didn't, it was like, well, what's the point of this? Like,
Wow.
what are you saying? Like, you want us to take steroids? You want us to fucking wear Zubaz? Like, we'll wear the Zubaz, but uh, I'm not saying he was making a steroid implication, but just the fact that he said that was just such a slap in the face. And I've never cared for Shane. He's never been the only Linda was very polite when I first met her. Um, but then, that snake sheds its skin in different ways. Like when, because I remember seeing numerous conversations that she had with Lance Cade. And then when she was doing all her political stuff, when he passed away and was asked about him, she gave an answer saying, well, I may have met him once or twice, but I never
Wow.
interacted with the wrestlers. And it was like, you fucking snake. Like, you ghoul, you know? But Stephanie was the most kind to me consistently. Never had any issue. Like, she was the one pushing for fucking Cockwoman. My 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 Trident character. It's
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna call it that, but I call it that as a joke. Because I had the Trident on my crotch. Um, but
So your position in the company, your tag champs for a year, you're still treated exactly the same.
it just well, it's just so ridiculous because we didn't get T-shirts until after we dropped the belts. It was like, where the fuck is your timing on that?
Right.
And then we were told to lose the masks. Um,
You
I
can
remember
market
getting
the
a call
masks.
from.
You can sell the masks. That's
That's
merch.
what I was saying, and I remember getting a phone call. I was in New York, and I got a call from Johnny Ace, who probably also loves chocolate sauce, and apparently he does. And he said, "Oh, I need you to lose the masks." I was like, "What? What? What do you mean masks?" He was like, "I need you to lose the mask." I was like, "Which mask?" He was like, "All of them." Uh, and after just confusion, I was like, "I don't understand. Like, this is unique. This is part of our look." And he was like, "Yeah, but," and I even said that. I said, "This is stuff that could be sold, marketed, Halloween." He was like, "No, because we already have Ray, and Ray's our mask guy." I swear to God. And he's like, "We don't want the people to get confused." That was always his thing, is we don't want the people to get confused. With who? Like, and then a year or so later, guess what mask they have out? Boogeyman masks. Motherfucker with face paint gets masks, and we didn't have shit.
Right.
So we didn't even have merch throughout our whole tag run until after we dropped the belts. I was like, "Oh, good timing on the belt, on the shirts, guys. Thanks." Because, and we weren't even supposed to get shirts, but, you know, while we were in this, what do we do with these guys? They're our best guys, but we don't like them. Well, we don't like this one. We like this guy. He seems to follow suit a bit more, but we definitely don't like this guy. Uh, that being me. Um, so we would do a lot of stuff with .com,
Hmm.
WWE.com, and there was a time when it was like, how about we'll draw our own shirts, and we drew our shirts. on white t-shirts with Sharpies. We made shirts and they were funny. Like I think I had it was actually kind of terroristic if I think about it. I think it was like something like somehow Stevie Corp, because Stevie's a friend of ours. Yeah, like Stevie, right? I
Oh
love
yeah,
Stevie.
love Stevie.
And he had Stevie Corp, which was his jab at the company, Stevie Corp. And I had a Stevie Corp building like blowing up. Or I think that was on Brian's. Or maybe Brian had like a sunflower. No, that was on mine. I had Stevie Corp getting blown up. I can't remember. Brian drew like like a big flower that was beating somebody up. Anyways, they auctioned off these two T-shirts and they did better than they thought they would. So they're like, maybe we should get these guys a shirt. Like well after the fact, well after the tag. So that was super frustrating. I'll just talk for a few moments real quick. I just wanted to point this.
Yeah.
First of all, I wanted to mention this comic book that my brother and I created. Uh, and it's right there.
Wow. The hero of prophecy. Is that you? Are you in the comic
But
book?
you can see my name right there,
Paul
Paul
London. Yeah.
London, hero of the prophecy, and that's me. That's my brother's company. You can go to Geekscape.
Wow. It's Geekscape.
Yeah, Geekscape.net.
Net. Okay. Is it
Let
a
me.
wrestling theme? Is there any wrestling involved in this?
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
it is. It's basically it's. I'll show you a little bit. I'm doing these indies because I'm living out of my van, and the fans hate me, and the promoter puts me in with this beast of a woman, and I think I'm about to die, and I get transported to this other realm by accident because this this young wizard who's an owl named Finnegan found this device that this evil wizard's trying to find so he can take over the universe. It's very much mistaken identity in the wrong place kind of story, like Three Amigos in space, like a Galaxy Quest and stuff like that. And so I get transported to this world. Um, Actually, you can kind of see the transformation thing there. That there, and so there's stuff happening uh, throughout, and yeah, I show up and I'm, the unassuming hero, and that's yeah, you can go to herooftheprophecy.com for more info. Um, as well as I will be in Vegas for WrestleMania week. So for all you promoters who know what you're doing, um, book Paul London at gmail.com. And I'm on social media at London Foo. So that's
Instagram.
all I do.
Right.
Instagram and X, Twitter, Twitter. It'll always be the little blue bird to me.